And I just think that the first point in their outline sentence that old people spend money in a wasteful manner is not really that strong. I'm not really. Anyways, I think there's just a better point we can use. So, for example, perhaps something like elderly people need to be looked after, and this takes up a lot of time. Or elderly people's opinions are probably not as new as younger people's opinions. So maybe we could argue that their ideas are a bit dated because they're older, and maybe they don't understand the world today as a lot of people do. And somehow we could show that maybe holds society back in some way, or it doesn't help society, anyways. Increased numbers of elderly people in society may cause strain within families, as more money is needed to take care of them. So here, maybe we could have talked about the way that families have to make sure that they have enough money to take care of these older members of their family, and that this is causing them a lot of strain, and perhaps it's hurting the family unit or something. We could have developed that. So that's just my thinking there. Is I think that the student chose some topics to talk about in the supporting paragraphs that could have been better. Okay. I'm going to put this on one page. Let's make it easier to see. So your supporting paragraphs also need some work. Here's your first supporting paragraph. So I'll read it really quickly. On these days, we can see there are lots of gambling shops that are usually busy of aged people. As older people are retired, the pension money that they normally get are spent in betting shops. This example makes clear where retired people are more interested. Thus, there is an obvious link between aged people and an unhappy society. So this is the first point that the student is talking about, where old people spend money in a wasteful manner. And my comments were just that I'm not really sure what a gambling shop was, and I asked them, is it like a casino? I'm unsure if this is an effective example, because I do not think old people usually go to casinos to gamble, not more than regular people anyways. So I'm not sure. Maybe in this student's country it's true. Maybe old people do go to casinos a lot. But the time I spent in Dubai, and I know in Canada, and I've also been in China now for a little while, and I've never really known old people to be really big into wasting their money in casinos or gambling. Not in my experience anyways. So I think the example is a little bit weak, because it's hard to see that that's actually a true thing. So I think the example is perhaps a little bit strange. Also, your discussion sentence does not make sense. This example makes clear where retired people are more interested, which is a little bit difficult to understand. What does this sentence mean? Sorry, I'll pull this onto one page again. So what does this sentence mean? Are you trying to show that retired people are interested in wasting money in immoral places? If this is the case, perhaps your sentence could read. So I think that the student might have been talking about old people using money in immoral places, which just means is like bad places. So like casinos, I guess, or places that are not really positive, considered positive in most societies. So I thought that they could change the sentence to, this example makes it clear that retired people consistently waste money in immoral places. Okay, unfortunately this whole paragraph I just feel is just weak, because the idea is weak, that old people are spending money in wastefully. Now we go on to the conclusion sentence. And the concluding sentence is also bizarre. Do aged people really make a society unhappy? Perhaps what you mean is that growing numbers of old people will be doing growing numbers of bad things. So I think the student originally said that it is clear that old people make a society unhappy, which again, I don't think that sentence is true. I think most people would argue that old people make society happier, if anything. But maybe the idea that they were trying to talk about is that because old people are spending money in immoral places like casinos and other things, that if there's more and more old people, then there are more and more people spending money in bad places. Because if one old person is spending it in a bad place, then 100,000 old people will also be spending 100,000 times. 100,000 different people will be spending the money in bad places. So I thought that the student could write this sentence as, thus there is an obvious link between a growing aged population and immoral conduct within society. Now, again, personally, this is a sentence that I would not agree with, because I think that old people typically are conducting more moral conduct than most other people, I would imagine. I would not imagine old people to generally be doing things immorally. It's not my experience, anyways.